Hey everyone, it's me, Delia Ann, and I just wanted to do a video for you guys to share with you guys my weight loss journey. I am recording this on my phone because I still, of course, don't have a laptop that I can edit videos on. So I'm not going to edit this, and I'm just going to go straight through. And I just want to share with you guys my weight loss journey. I probably look a lot different than my last video. But I just wanted to share with you guys like how it went. And I have an Instagram page where I talk a lot and I'm very personal with. I'll link it down below, my Instagram weight loss journey page, if you guys want to follow it and keep tabs, on me. And if you guys have any questions, just leave them down below because I'm always willing to answer. I want to help as much people. I'm a social worker, so that's what I do, is help people. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I graduated from school with my bachelor's in social work, and now I'm getting my master's. So just want to let you go. Even if you have questions about that, I'll be more than willing to answer. So yeah, let's get started with the video. Okay, so the process. I don't really know how long the process took. For my first consultation was in May with the weight loss doctor, and then I had my surgery July 14th, 2017. So I've had weight loss surgery for 9 months already. My starting weight was 294, and my current weight is 210. And slowly but surely I'm getting down. And so I don't really know when I first started, because you have to do with my insurance, because my insurance paid for it, because I had high blood pressure. So that was like a sign that I needed to get weight loss surgery. And my BMI, I believe, was like 41 or 42. And so I was a candidate for weight loss surgery, and they require 6 months. But when I decided to do weight loss surgery, I think 3 months. So then I had to do 3 more months, and then I was done. But I was contemplating a lot, and I was like, I could do this on my own, with Weight Watchers. Like, I felt like really sure about it. And then at the end, like, even like while I was doing, like, because they rushed it, because I had to take care of my mom. She had surgery August 16th or 14th. Not quite sure. I had to take her to the doctors. To get her knee surgery. So I was the one that was going to take care of her. So I told my surgeon, like, I need to have at least a month in between. So they rushed it a little bit. So I got all the, like, you have to do classes, surgery classes with the doctor, the surgeon that was going to do my sleeve. And I had to do, like, I did everything in a day. You have to talk to a nutritionist at the hospital. I did all of that in one day. Like, it was crazy. And even then, I was even contemplating it. And I was like, I don't want to get it. But I worked, like, I did everything else. I was like, I don't know if I should. But so you have to do the weight loss classes for my insurance. And then once I met with my surgeon, then he's the one that referred me to a psychologist. I passed that. I had to do an EKG, where you drink a disgusting liquid that's like a Sprite, but it's sour. It was disgusting. And they checked your stomach and everything. Everything was good. And even that day, I was like having a lot of issues with my stomach. And I told them, I was like, my stomach hurts. So just to let you know. And that's like a constant thing with me. I would have a lot of like stomach issues because I would eat spicy food or things like that. But it was fine. And then after that, then I after I passed everything, then that's when I was like, I got approved. They got the approval for the surgery. I did everything in one day, and then like the next, and then I started only 1 week the pre-op diet. So the pre-op diet is you have like mostly liquids and protein, and then you eat like a frozen dinner, like, and they give you options. So I had like one frozen dinner to shrink, I believe, your liver, because they need to shrink in order to do the surgery, especially with like gastric bypass. So I had the gastric sleeve surgery. I had the option to do bypass. He said that I would lose a lot more weight with that, but they would have to remove some of your intestines and reorganize everything under inside your stomach, in your body. I was like, no, that's too invasive. I felt like that's too much. And but he said that I would lose a lot more weight with the bypass, and he gave me like different numbers. So with the sleeve, he thinks that I'll only go up to like 190 in weight, and with bypass, he said I would be, my end weight would be 135. But I'm totally okay with 190, and even if I follow my diet and everything, I know that I could go even lower. And so I was like, no, sleeve is fine. So with the sleeve, they only cut your stomach and remove a lot of your stomach and sew it back up and have it smaller. And so that's what I did. I felt like it was less invasive, and like I would still be me. That was like a big issue when I had the sleeve, that I was very depressed after surgery. So let's talk about the surgery. I went there like at 5 in the morning. Me and my husband went, and he had to go to work after. So he dropped me off. He stayed with me when they prep you and they do all the questions, and he had to take my cell phone, and he had to take my glasses and anything that I kept, and he would bring the hospital bag when he came back after surgery. So that was interesting. I felt very scared because surgery is scary, but it was okay. So they take me to a room. They will me in. My husband left by then, and the nurses were like really awesome, and they're like, it's gonna be awesome, like you're gonna feel so much better after you have your surgery, like it's gonna be great. And I was just like, wow, like they're so awesome, like they understand, like they weren't judging me or anything. And I was like, okay, thank you. And they're like, we're gonna take good care of you. And then I knocked out after that. That's the last thing I remember. And then after surgery, I remember them wheeling me in, and so I was like, I could hear everything, and I was, understand, but like I was so sleepy that I kept my eyes shut, and I could hear the nurse calling my sister. Like my sister called, and my sister called them, because that's just how my family is, and they kept trying to call my husband. He didn't answer. And like, so my sister called to check on me, and they were telling, oh, she's fine, she's out of surgery, she's just sleeping. But I wasn't like sleeping. I was, because my eyes were closed and I couldn't talk because I was so tired because of the medication. But I could hear them talking to my sister, and then they're like, I could hear other people like crying in pain because of their surgeries. So yeah, but I was like asleep. Like it was a very restful sleep. Like I could hear everything, and I wasn't like worried that I couldn't talk or anything, but I really liked that sleep. But after that, after they had a room for me, then they rolled me over to my room, and my husband came and brought me my bag. The only thing that I really brought, like I didn't even bring the Gas X, like for pain or anything. I didn't buy it. I only brought like pajamas, my cell phone charger, the essentials, and maybe a book to read in case. But I felt like a lot of pressure in my stomach and soreness. That's all I could say. And I was very sleepy the first day, but then the next day I was a little bit better. But because of the pain medication, I was throwing up. So they made me stay 3 days because of the throwing up. But I told them after the second day, I was like, oh, it's because of the pain meds that I'm throwing up. So I stopped. I told them to no more pain medication. And then that day I was able to go home because I didn't throw up. So that was my fault, the pain medication would put me to sleep. So that's why I liked it, but I should have not done that. I should have just left it and had them give me some pain medications, not through the IV. But it was really, I didn't really walk. I didn't really feel like walking or doing anything, and they didn't pressure me because they say to start walking right away. And then after surgery, I went home after the hospital stay, and I went home and I was all bruised up. Like they had a check, and I remember I had a big bruise because one of my veins, something happened, it ruptured, and it left me a big bruise. I had bruises all over from the surgery, and it hurt. It hurt like I guess because they fill you up with air, so I was still like hurting because of that. And then they gave me Tylenol 3 to go home. Never again. I never, because that hurt my stomach and it was burning. And the first time I took it, it was fine, but the second time it was burning and I had to drink milk, and then it felt better. So I knew it was the medication. And they tell you, so they give you like stages of what you can eat. So for 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks after surgery, you could only do the liquid diet. I felt awful with the liquid diet. I felt very weak. I wanted to eat. Like that was like the biggest thing, is that I wanted to eat. And then I felt so weak when I went to the doctor's appointment. Like my husband had to help me. I didn't drive until I got on mushy foods. And after that, I would eat mashed potatoes every day. My husband went to KFC and got me some mashed potatoes, and that's the only thing I would eat. And my doctor said that was fine because that's the only thing I was eating. And even though, it's high calorie, but it was okay because I wasn't eating a lot. And I could feel it that it was it would hurt to eat. So I would have to eat very little, very slow. And it was hard. But because it would hurt a lot, I would have to like lay down because of how much I felt like full, like it hurt to eat. And then after that, then soft foods, so mushy foods, and then soft foods were like vegetables that were mushed up, ground beef, and eggs was mostly what I ate. And then regular food, and I could eat anything. So, but what I try to do with my diet is it's high protein. The doctor said high protein, so make sure I get my protein in, and stay away from tortillas, carb, pasta, rice, and I try to definitely bread. So he said I could have sandwich thins, if I want a sandwich, and I couldn't have salads till I was on my forever diet. So because it's hard to process the salad, so I didn't have salads until then. But now I could eat anything. I still have to remember to slow down. That's my biggest issue because I want to eat fast, but we have to chew everything. Especially now nothing could happen to my stomach. He says my stomach is as like it's could handle anything now, but before I had to be very careful, and I have to wait 30 minutes after I eat to drink anything. And the only thing different now is I have to make sure to take vitamins. So I use a patch. My doctor gave me a patch, and I usually put it like right there. So that's where I get all my vitamin source. So that's awesome because TMI with the other vitamins, I was getting very constipated. And that's an issue too. Constipation after surgery is a really big issue. Um, okay, so what else? And hair loss. So these are hairs that are coming in. If you guys watched my story, that's because of hair loss. I brushed them down, but yeah, hair loss was a really big issue. I didn't get sorry guys. Okay, so I didn't get I'm gonna go get some water, so I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, hair is growing back now, so that's exciting. But yeah, that's a big issue. And so after surgery, I had a little bit of depression because for me, it was losing a part of me. I lost part of my stomach, and just not having that being altered for the rest of my life was scary. A scary thought. I have to carry an emergency card because they can't just stick, if I'm not able to breathe on my own, they can't just stick something down my throat because they could hurt my stomach. So I have to carry a card with me that says you can't do that right away. You have to do an ultrasound and then stick something down my throat. So that's scary. Just the alterations of life. It's what's really freaked me out, and I was depressed about that. I could say I was very sad, and the fact that I wasn't eating normal food played a role into that, I believe. I was very weak. I was very mad. I just wanted to eat. Like, eating as my comfort and not being able to eat was a big issue for me. So that played a role. But once I was on regular food again and I got nutrients back to my mind, I wasn't depressed anymore. I'm just like, it's exciting. And seeing the weight come off so quickly like it did, that was super exciting for me as well. But other than that, I feel like my life is pretty normal. I'm a lot more active now than I was before. I feel like I can do a lot more things. I wake up at 5 in the morning. I wake up at 4:30 to go to the gym at 5, and I do a workout until 6. I come home, and then I go to school, take care of my kids. I have so much more energy, I feel like. And I do have, like, I did have a time when I was like way up here with the energy level, but it has subsided a lot, and I do get tired still. I do, like regular people, but that high when I was like this was amazing because I felt like I could do everything. But I'm getting back to like, no, you need a rest. Like, you need your 8 hours of sleep. So, but I'm still able to do a lot more things, and I feel less lazy because I did feel a lot more lazy before. My energy level is so much higher than it was before. Okay, so the first question is how my family feels about it. And I did ask my girls like how they felt, like if I just asked her, my middle one, I asked her, I was like, how do you feel that I've lost so much weight? And she's like, I don't feel anything about it. Like, I was like, do you think I look different? She's like, nope, you look the same. You're just a little bit thinner. So they haven't had an issue with it. I look, the same to them, just a little bit thinner. And, they haven't, I did talk to them about surgery because I am going to get to tighten things up because I do have a lot of loose skin. They're not happy about that. But I think it's just the idea. I don't think it's the idea of it, not the appearance of it. I just don't think they want me to get another surgery because of the time that I'll be away from them, that I won't be able to do things. I think it's that, not how I'll look. And my husband calls me his skinny girl. It's very interesting. Um, we have had some issues, and my doctor did warn me that um, your hormones and how you act and everything is going to be a lot different. And a lot of marriages break up because of weight loss surgery, because the woman gets more confident, or they're more bitchy, or I don't know. Like they just said, a lot of marriages break up. And I feel like with my marriage, like we've had a lot of hard times. I don't know if it's because of weight loss surgery. Um, we were going through a rough patch, but everything's good now. We are okay now. We're good, actually. We're very happy. But yes, we did go through that rough patch that the doctor was talking about. He said, because your fat stores hormones, so think of it like a glacier or an ice cube. Um, they store hormones, and then once it melts, or your fat melts, then the hormones are let in your body, so you have like an extensive amount of hormones. So we might be a little bit more bitchy because of the hormones. Oh, and sorry I used that word. I didn't, I apologize for using bad language. But yeah, but we're totally good. Like, he's really happy about it. He has never been the kind of husband to say, oh, I'm going to leave you because you're getting weight loss surgery. He's been the very supportive husband that has said, I support you in whatever you want to do. I'm going to get a tummy tuck, and I'll talk about that in surgeries, but I am going to get more surgeries later, and he has always been supportive, and he's like, I'm going to take care of you, like even my mother-in-law, she said, I'll take care of you if you need it, because that's a very crazy surgery that I'll need to be in bed or whatever for at least a month. So yeah, my husband is very supportive, and my family in general, it's exciting. I don't think they see the weight loss as much because they see me all the time, but then sometimes they do make comments, and I've never had any negative responses from them. They've always been very supportive. Just in the beginning, I did feel like because it was elective, like they weren't really worried about me, but I just felt like, because I didn't have anybody visit me at the hospital, but it was okay, like I know my sister, the one that lives in Arkansas, she would have visited me if she could, but everybody was like going on with their life. My oldest sister did visit me, so that was really nice. But I felt like because it was elective, I chose to do this. It wasn't life threatening. I felt like they didn't baby me as much as I would like, but it's okay. Like, I'm over it. But anyways, everybody's very happy for me. No, I haven't got any negative responses like, you took the easy way out. Nobody has said that. Because this is just a tool. This is not like a quick fix. This is really hard, and we could still gain weight. We just cut our stomach to help us with portions, but we could still eat bad food and gain weight. And I have experienced that personally. This is still like an everyday struggle for me, but no negative responses. Nobody telling me like, this is the easy way out, like why did you do that? And I'm like open with a lot of people. Like, I'm quick to say like, I had surgery, because I'm not ashamed of it. But sometimes when people call me out and I don't tell them, like, what are you doing to lose all the weight, like, I feel like that's a little invasive. I don't know why I'm like that. Like, I feel like that's a little invasive, and I'll tell you if I want to tell you. But that's just personally me. But I share my story, and I love to help people that are interested in knowing about weight loss surgery. And I'm the first one to say, if anybody asks, like, my experience. I'm very quick to tell them. Okay, so how I feel emotionally. So this is something that the doctors, they tell you, you're going to be very emotional, but they don't really warn you how emotional like you're going to be. Like the mental part of this is very hard because you're set on that scale. Well, for me personally, that scale is like really hard. And I do judge myself because of that scale. And I know I shouldn't, I know. And also, the part where your mind is your mind doesn't catch up to what you look like in your body. So a lot of people are noticing that I'm losing weight, but I don't see it myself. And that's really hard. It's really hard because like I'm harder on myself. Like I'm so hard on myself, and if I eat one bad thing, and that's another thing. Like because when I feel full after eating like that amount, like, and I feel the same fullness that you feel when you have a plate of food. That's how I feel when I'm full. When I eat this amount and when I used to eat this amount, that's the same feeling that I get. So that's like a really big mind game with myself because I feel like, oh, I ate so much. Like I shouldn't have ate that. Like why did I eat so much to get that full? I want to get that, like the feeling of like you get when you eat like a little bit and you're still a little bit hungry. That's when I'm like, oh, I did really good. No, that's not right. So just that mind thing that, or just like, I like ate so bad, but I didn't. And it's just like, because I feel that feeling of very fullness. I hope I'm able to explain myself. Just how, I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. But it's like, so those kinds of things that I tell myself, I'm doing bad, I'm doing awful, but I'm still losing weight. Like even the scale, like I'm still losing weight and then I'm still hard on myself. So I need to be a lot nicer to myself. That's what this journey has showed me. Because I even like self check to make sure that I'm like still losing. Like I'm not gonna gain the weight back because I ate a candy. Like but I feel like that's happening. Like I'm gonna get all this. That's my biggest fear, is to gaining the weight back. So that's hard. And just like focusing on that scale, it's just something that I need to stay away from because that's really hard also. So we lose, especially if I'm working really hard at the gym, like I'll gain muscle, so I won't lose as much as I usually lose if I didn't. So just like reminding myself about that. And how do I feel physically? I feel amazing. I feel like I have more energy. I'm able to stay awake longer. I feel like I could do things with my kids. I still have I have so many things to do, but I'm able to do everything without being tired. So yeah, that's definitely a benefit. So before surgery, I had a lot of stomach issues, and sadly that hasn't gone away. My stomach still does hurt sometimes if I eat too spicy food or things like that. So I have to be careful with the content that I eat. Like I can't eat bad things because that'll hurt my stomach still. So before I was like that, and now I'm like that too. Like not too spicy, not too greasy. I have to be, and I haven't had my stomach issues in a long time, but when I fall off of my routine, then that's when that'll happen. So I still have the same issues that I did before, even with my smaller stomach. So my goal for my weight loss originally was to be a size 12. And I can happily say that I'm officially a size 12. I started as a size 22 and now I'm a size 12. I wear large shirts or in guys medium. And so that's exciting. And my next goal is maybe to be 140. The doctor, said his goal is 190, but I want to be at least 140. So what I do to continue that goal is, so I'll tell you guys like what I eat. In the morning I'll have like egg protein bites. So I eat once I work out, I have my protein shake. Then I'll have my breakfast like around 9, which is usually like a hard-boiled egg, or I make protein bites that are like, I get the egg thing. Sorry. I get the egg and put them in like little muffin tins, and then I do turkey bacon and with a little bit of cheese. So that's what I have for breakfast, my actual breakfast. Then for lunch, I will have like tuna or chicken. But I have to make sure that I have a protein with my meals, because or else I'll feel sick. So my incident on Monday, hold on. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, FYI. Okay, so my incident on Monday is I only had carrots and hummus, and I did get that full feeling. So I was like, oh yes, I could have this for lunch. And then when I got home, I had just a salad with like veggies and stuff, but I didn't have a lot of protein that day. I only had my egg for breakfast. And I was like, oh my God, this was like, yeah, I could have this. And then when I started washing dishes, I felt like I was going to faint. That feeling of your blood like coming all the way down to your feet, and like you're feeling very weak. And I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? So I went to my doctor's, and I thought it was because of my high blood pressure, but actually my blood pressure is now normal. So I probably had low blood pressure, and she's like, you have to make sure you eat your protein. So yeah, that's what my issue was, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I have low blood pressure, like sometimes, because I didn't eat that day. But my blood pressure now, it used to be 145, 150-ish, and the number on the bottom would be like 98. But when I went to the doctor's, 117 over 78, I believe. So that's regular blood pressure. So I'm like so happy I don't have to take blood pressure meds anymore. So that's a definite plus. I don't, part of the physical question, I don't